all a part of what's next at Webster University.
Go to webster.edu/manage. Accredited by ACBSP.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
5 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, that's not our normal theme music. That's
No, it's not the chicken dance.
It's today is Mardi Gras, so we got that, our Mardi Gras music going on right there. We were in New York, and your son, who lives there, said, I want to take you to this restaurant. And so we went to this restaurant, and it was a British pub or something like that, right?
Yes.
And one of the things on the menu was the Scottish egg.
Yeah.
Right? And I said, well, what is a Scottish egg? Well, it's a hard-boiled egg, and it's got whatever they do to whatever. Anyway, it was delicious. It was delicious, right?
It was outstanding.
And so, I don't know where we can get a Scottish egg now that we're here.
We'll have to make one.
We'll have to make one. Dr. Tia Raines is on the phone. She is the executive director at the Egg Nutrition Center. I wonder if she's ever had a Scottish egg. She's going to tell us that eggs are still good food, why nutrient-rich eggs should be included in a heart-healthy diet. I am so happy to hear this. I hate when somebody says something I like is not good for me. February is American Heart Month. Good morning, Dr. Tia Raines. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
What'd you have for breakfast?
Eggs, obviously.
Have you ever had a Scottish egg?
I haven't, but I'm intrigued by the concept.
Where are you?
I look forward to trying one.
Where are you calling from?
Chicago.
Well, they must have them in Chicago. If they have them in New York, those two cities always compete. Yeah. It was really good. It had like a crust. I don't know what they do, but anyway.
Yeah, they put something around it, and it tasted really good.
So, yeah, I'm an egg fan. I will scramble eggs in the microwave. Mm-hmm. Not
That's
while it's
my
on.
trick.
Is that your trick?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I have for breakfast almost every morning.
Yes.
Nice.
Well, that's what I do. The only thing is, I mean, they're not
easy.
They're very easy. I found somebody who does this.
You sure did.
Everybody else looks at me like I'm a nut.
You're on a plane today, let me tell you. You're going to Chicago.
You're my match. You're my what do you call it? Kinfolk. Kinfolk?
Soulmate.
Not soulmate.
Oh.
Kinfolk.
Yeah, we're
Egg folk.
Oh.
Egg what?
Egg folk?
No, my kindred spirit. Kindred spirit. There you go.
That's my kindred spirit. We're set now.
I didn't want to go for anything less than that. All right, so doctor, you know what the only thing is about the microwave scrambled egg? It's not as pretty.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, see, I cover mine with vegetables or salsa, and then it's a big hot mess.
Oh, okay. Well, I put cheese in mine sometimes. That leaves a mess too. But so tell. I don't want to take up all your time. What do you have to tell us?
Well, I have to tell you that it's okay to eat eggs. I think for years they got such a bad rap, and people were so concerned about the cholesterol component of eggs.
Yeah.
But what we know now is that the cholesterol you eat doesn't really affect the cholesterol in your blood, and that we can focus on the positive of eggs. All those nutrients, mainly in the yolk.
Have you?
And the yolk is okay, because I know when you go to a restaurant, they'll say, "Did you want a yolk-free egg, like egg whites only?"
Oh,
Makes me cringe.
I'm not a fan of that either. Oh my gosh, you are kindred spirit. So what? Do you know what I heard? And tell me if you've heard this. And you're the doctor. I just do a radio show, but I heard that the cholesterol studies were done on rabbits, and rabbits process cholesterol differently than we do. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's in fact true. We were trying, and you know what? They didn't know any better at the time. That was a research model they were using, and it just took 40 years to convince everybody that, in fact, that eggs are okay.
But the Easter Bunny is who brings the eggs. So,
yes.
so I don't understand the whole.
Eggs also, we're told eggs also contain the different vitamins that we need.
Yeah, they have 13 vitamins and minerals, the majority of which are in the yolk, which is why I cringe when I see people ordering an egg white omelet or tossing the yolk. And there's some nutrients in eggs that you can't really get in other foods, which is why they're important to include in your diet.
And what is choline?
Choline is probably the nutrient that no one's ever heard of.
Exactly.
But about 90% of 90% of Americans don't consume adequate amounts, and it's important because it's critical for normal brain function. And not just for, adults, but it seems to help maintain brain function as we get older, because I think anyone over the age of 40 knows that things don't work as well sometimes with
Right.
word recall and memory, and that's normal age-related changes. But the choline seems to help maintain brain function as we age. But then it's also really critical during pregnancy and early childhood because it helps form those neural connections that set up cognitive potential for the rest of that child's life.
Oh my.
Are all eggs the same? Like, what if I had duck eggs? Would it be the same as chicken eggs?
They're all slightly different. We specialize in chicken eggs here, but I'm sure there's choline probably in duck eggs and turkey eggs and other.
Because I
eggs
can never
as well.
find them. Like, you go to the grocery store, and I'll say, "Do you have any duck eggs?" No, we don't have. We just have chicken eggs. I said, "Oh, because I was looking for one with a quack in it."
Gee.
Sorry,
Do eggs have
my job said I have to do that line today.
Do eggs have the same potency when you're mixing them like in a meatloaf or a cake as opposed to eating them hard boiled or scrambled?
They're just at a much lower quantity. So if you're trying to get the nutrients within the eggs and the amounts that are meaningful in terms of impacting health, you'd want to eat them straight up. As an ingredient, they're just a very small percentage of whatever else you're eating.
Okay, I want to test the kindred spirit theory here. Egg sandwich, white bread or rye bread?
Ooh, rye bread.
Yes! You see?
There you go.
You see what I mean, Robin?
Yeah, you're hopping a plane.
She's like my lost sister or something.
How did you get interested into being the spokesperson for eggs?
I believe in them. I really like eggs, and I think that it's a perfect example of how research in nutrition evolves and how newer methodologies and advances in the overall science can really start to change the perception of a food that was once poo-pooed and limited in the diet to one that's now recommended in the diet for optimal health.
But before there were people saying bad things, there was the campaign that was the incredible edible egg. I don't know who came up with that idea, but that was my day when I was younger. And that stuck with me. It's an incredible edible egg. I'm getting one or two.
Yeah.
Do you remember that campaign, the incredible edible, or is that a competitor? I shouldn't bring it up.
No, that's us. And it's coming back. So for those people that aren't familiar with that, stay tuned because you'll be hearing that jingle again soon.
Because it is incredible and it is edible.
It is. Is it healthier for you to make eggs in the microwave as opposed to in the frying pan with butter?
Yeah, we do know that saturated fat, which comes from animal sources of fat, that does have an effect on your heart disease risk. So using oils if you're cooking in a pan or when I cook them in the microwave, I use kind of that cooking spray just so it's easier to clean up the coffee cup.
Okay.
It is a better way to cook an egg.
Are you celebrating Mardi Gras today in Chicago?
I did listen to some New Orleans style music on the way in.
Oh, did you? Oh, did you? Because we got some here for the way out. Yeah, something take me to the Mardi Gras or something. All right, so eggs are good, and we have a website that we want to leave our listeners with?
EggNutritionCenter.org.
EggNutritionCenter.org.
Excellent.
Excellent.
That's right.
Here?
Excellent.
You got a lot of puns today, Doctor. Dr. Tia Raines, when you got this gig, I bet you said to your husband, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to be talking about eggs all day long.
Because they're heart healthy. That's wonderful. I love that.
That's right.
Happy Mardi Gras. Oh, can I give you one tip?
Thank you.
Can I give you one tip before
Yeah.
you go? Okay. Are you going to get chocolates tomorrow? What do you think?
I always have chocolates.
You test them. Okay, listen.
Nice.
You detest them or you test
She
them?
always has them.
Oh, you have it. Okay.
I love them.
If it's
Yeah.
square, if you get one of those heart-shaped candy boxes tomorrow, If it's a square candy, it'll have either coconut fudge, marshmallow, nougat, or peanut butter in it. Just so you know.
Okay.
So you know.
Noted. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. All right, we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Here is your 30-second news brief. Human trafficking victims would be able to sue hotels under a bill that passed the Florida Senate committee yesterday. President Donald Trump will be in Orlando on Friday. A 35-year-old Summerfield man was killed yesterday in a head-on collision on County Road 42. A Naples judge has been arrested in an undercover prostitution sting. And a Harrier hound from Ocala has taken the title of Best of Breed at the Westminster Kennel Club held at the Chelsea Piers in New York City. And that is your news brief from The Source. Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't happen if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what happens is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit George Mangan Insurance in Ocala.